In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And now, the world premiere. Goosebumps. You will beware. You're in for a scare.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Boo Shakalaka podcast. This week, we will be reviewing episode 5 of the new Goosebumps series titled Reader Beware. My name is Tiffany. I'm your host, and I'm followed with my co-host, Pierre.
Yay, thank you so much for having me, Tiffany. And you know what? This podcast is so good, I'll snatch your liver through your ass.
I don't think that would feel nice.
You never know.
Pierre, let me know the scariest book you've ever read.
I don't think I'm bold enough to read a scary book. I guess maybe the scariest was probably, this is going to sound terrible, what, Encyclopedia Brown.
Encyclopedia?
Encyclopedia Brown. I think that's probably the scariest because, yeah, I don't like spooky books like that.
I like spooky books. I guess like the scariest story I've ever read was The Lottery.
What is it? Why does that sound familiar?
Because it was a required reading for high.
Okay, so I know I've read that before, but I feel like that was terrible.
No, so The Lottery was the one where they wanted to keep the population of the town down, so they would hold a lottery, kind of like the Hunger Games, and they would stone you to death.
Yeah, that was terrible.
Oh, you mean terrible in general,
Yeah.
not the book. Oh, okay. Yeah. I agree. Very, very spooky. Unlike this episode, which was not very spooky. Yeah, it wasn't spooky at all, but it still kept me hooked. I was ready to see what was going to happen next, and let me get my notes together. All right, so we start out visiting the psych ward, and let me come back and fix a mistake I made all 4 previous episodes. Her name is Victoria, not Eliza. Victoria is Isabella's mom, and Eliza is James's mother. Whoopsie!
Oh, okay. I didn't even notice that.
Okay. Yeah, so we see Nora in the psych ward, and she is looking beat. I don't know. What do you think they're giving her?
Probably the same thing they gave the clients at Weston Hills, in Nightmare Before Elm Street. I don't know, but and see, this is what I keep saying about the show being realistic, because she looks tore the hell up. I don't know how long she's been there, but she looks pale. Her skin looks like she's missed one too many chemical peels. She looks like she's been in a psych ward for a very long time. She looks terrible.
Right, and I think it's only been 24 hours. What did they give it to her? Did they inject it and give it to her orally?
It was a suppository.
You're trying to tear Nora up. Okay. And we, of course, see Biddle in the hospital. Does he say anything to her? I can't exactly remember.
He doesn't. He just creepily looks through the window at her, and she sees a vision of him, which I'm guessing he projected. I don't know what his powers are at this point.
He's like the leprechaun. We will never know the magnitude of his power.
So again, he acting weird again because the lady's like, okay, you can't be down here, and he like, oh, what did he say he was looking for? I'm looking for the, I don't know, pineal glands. I don't know.
No. So Biddle is there. She sees Biddle, and then we go to the title card. Then we clip back to Nathan's down there. He said he's looking for the blood drive.
Oh yeah, okay.
She's like, it's on floor 2. He's like, like the shoes video. Let's get some shits.
And then we skip to Colin's car that was magically working again. I didn't rewatch the episode, so I don't even remember if there was a scratch on the windshield or anything because he was driving his car.
It was cracked down the middle.
Okay, because he drove, he's driving his car home because Lucas is going to be staying with them because that makes sense.
Right.
This part annoyed me, Tiffany.
Okay, tell me how.
Because Lucas is so stupid. I literally have on my notes, Lucas is effing stupid. And You already know what I'm about to reference when she's like, hey, here are your towels. And he's like, why is there like 6 towels? And she's like, it's a folded towel and 2.
But I thought he was like super clean in the hygiene. What does he wash? Does he only wash with a loofah or something?
Maybe they don't fold the towels at his house. Cause I was like, did they really write that? Like, they keep bouncing back from him being like sad about his dad and him being an idiot. Like, I don't know which one it is, but the fact that he thought there were 6 towels because the towel was folded up, I was like, I'm checked out. I'm so checked out.
No, Lucas lost it. He lost you. But now at this point, Lucas owes the dad money for the car and rent.
And the $3,000 he owes Isabella.
Who's keeping the restaurant open? Who is making burritos for everybody?
They did not address that. Maybe it's just temporarily closed.
Temporarily closed.
And then we get an arrival. Margot's mom finally says, you know what? I'm going to love my daughter for an episode. And so she returns back to Twilightville. And
I saw it. Port Lawrence. We can finally get it correct today. They live in Port Lawrence. PL. Pretty Little Lawrence.
Is that not in Washington?
Let's just say that it is.
So we don't even know the state still. I am so angry. And they have the most awkward dinner I've ever seen in my life. It's like very awkward. Everybody's quiet. And then like Lucas doesn't make it any better. And so dad goes to get some, I don't know, he gets to get some croissants. And
to go
Margot's
get
wine. Yeah, some wine. And Margot's like, tell me what's going on. And her mom's like, no, I can't. I don't really love you yet. I'm working on it. And so, then it's like, okay, everybody leaves the table and then it's just Lucas and the dad. It's just very awkward. It's very awkward and very, like, I don't know. I'm agreeing with you. Like, the whole parent aspect is starting to turn me off because it's just like, y'all are like terrible. Like,
oh, don't worry. It's tenfold later this episode, obviously.
It reminds me of the parents and the Runaways. Like, it's just like very like, like this secret society weird shit.
Yeah, I'm very unsure about that. But for some reason, Margot is happy that Lucas is there. I don't know where this came from. And it's really weird. But the mom still refuses to talk about Biddle. And the crew is supposed to meet to see what Margot's mom says about Biddle. And she doesn't say anything about Biddle.
And this is the best scene of the show.
We skip to, okay, you got your wish. Isaiah reveals that he dumped Allison.
And in the midst of revealing he dumped Allison, we realize that James is fake as hell because he starts reading Allison like crazy. And from the first episode, you would have thought that everyone was all great pals outside of Margot. But James is sitting up there like, and while she's sitting around, running around talking about my husband and the father of my children, and she spends her weekends peddling through sperm banks, looking through catalogs to try to find a donor. Honey, you don't know if your baby daddy will be an axe murderer or a child molester, because what you will know is that he needed $10 to get him a medium-sized pizza, so he ejaculated in a cup so you could have a kid. Now check that. And I was just like, James, like
he ate Allison up, and Allison couldn't even defend herself. I would really have liked for Allison to defend herself. I need to go on IMDb to see if this young lady is still on any episodes on this season. I hope she come back and just stabs James in the hair.
In the hair, really. And we also this annoys me because then Isaiah's like, hey, Lucas is staying over at Margot's. Do you think I should be worried? And I'm like, so it's just very weird how before we didn't have any notion that he was into her, and now we're supposed to believe he's super into her to the point that he's jealous that another guy is staying at her house.
Right. All we had was that moment that they shared on the couch.
So whatever, British Keith Powers.
He can't make up his mind. But then while he's confessing his feelings to James about Margot is confessing her feelings about her mother to Lucas. And Lucas is like, I want to show you something. And she's like, okay. And he takes her to this old dilapidated park. It's like, at this point, Lucas, don't tell me you need to show me something. Because first time you tried to show me something, it was our parents cheating. Second time you showed me something, this is raggedy ass park. What are you doing? You Can you show me like some dollars to fix my daddy's car? Can you show me a burger? We might be hungry. Can you show me a flower? Can you do a bag of gummy bears? Something.
Some
Did
sour
Vito
gummy worms.
eat the previous morning? Give me something better than this. Our bar is low. I think she has been so in love with Isaiah for this so long that she's at this point she's desperate, and she kisses Lucas, who doesn't know the difference between a face towel and a dry towel.
But he knows about his hygiene. And while they're over there smooching, you give them your vaginas.
Okay, Alex.
We meet up with the gang, and they're waiting on her because she set the meeting that she's late to. And this is when Isabella reveals a lot of stuff. Isabella is starting to be my favorite character because she's really turning into me. She's like, she has her voice now, and she's just like, I thought about killing my mom. And everybody's like, whoa.
When I had the mask on, JK.
Yeah, and then of course, Margot and Lucas arrive and end up saying that, oh yeah, my mom didn't tell me nothing because she don't love me. And Isabella like goes on her little rant where she reveals that she's currently in therapy and her mom's friend is the one who is her therapist. To which Lucas responds, oh, that's ethical. So you don't know the difference between face towels and hand towels, but you know the ethics of therapists. It's stuff like that where I just want to talk to the writers. I just want to have a conversation.
Isabella should realize, girl, you need to get a new doctor. If your mom knows who this other doctor is,
it is indeed unethical.
It is indeed the smartest thing, like you said, that he says. So then we're done with them. We're done with them. We pushed them to the back burner on a little bit of this episode.
Before we push them, Isaiah does break again. He breaks with one word. He says, "Really."
No, I didn't write them down. At this point, I'm gonna start. He broke like 4 or 5 times. In that
Are you serious? I didn't hear. I'm trying to take it easy on him. But I thought I heard really, but I didn't hear anything else.
Oh yeah, when they were let's think. Towards the end, he definitely does.
Okay.
So then we skip to Miss Sarah, who's back in town, fresh-faced, beautiful, back in town. So glad to be back, but not really. And she goes to the hospital to see Nora, and Nora is in there still looking like 10-day-old croissants that you left on your counter when you went on vacation and you turned your air off, and you live in Miami, Florida, and it was 95 degrees. So just old and moldy and white.
So specific.
And she reveals that she called Sarah and told her about Biddle and that Sarah ignored her. So Nora is trying to do the work. Nora literally is the only one trying to do the work around here out of all of the parents. And it's just like, why do they not believe her?
I don't know, because they're clearly all scared. That's what throws me off. They're clearly scared, but then they don't believe her. And I'm like, so what are you scared of? And so then she goes to see Isabella's mom, who at this point, what's her job?
Victoria.
What's her job? Because the first time she had on scrubs and she was like, she had on scrubs and she was like, they called me in, and now she has on a white coat and she's sitting in the office like she runs the place. So, girl, what's your job title? Like, because this is not what Scrubs showed me. Like, this is not how this is supposed to work.
I don't know. She run the hospital. Shit.
Like, I'm just like, she's a businesswoman. So, then we go back to the school, and I'm so sick of these kids. I want them to be intelligent. So, no. I'm sorry. We don't skip back to the school. We skip back to the Biddle House, and we see Biddle and Nathan, and they're all, doing that reflection, but you're here thing. And he's like, they have to know the truth. And so he dusts off his dusty burn book.
Yes.
And so he takes it to Sarah in the library.
No, he takes it to Margot.
Oh, God. He takes it to Margot in the library. And he's like, hey, didn't your mom used to go here? Here's this scrapbook. I know there are pictures of her. And I'm like, all I'm thinking is, how would he know what her mom looks like? Like, Margot, come on.
Right.
How would you know what your...
And her name is Sarah.
Sarah.
Her name is not Shabuka Duka Hookah, where it's only going to be one person with that name. Her name is Sarah.
Yeah.
How do you know that this woman is my mother? What you trying to say? You trying to say all Asians look like? What you trying to say?
Literally. So it just stuff like that where they don't catch it. It annoys me, but whatever. Margot just thinks it's normal. And so she opens up the burn book and immediately she's flashback. And she goes and she sees her hot ass mom. And her and Ben are screwing in the library. And so he while they're they get done screwing and he zips up his uncut cock and they
Wait a minute. You've gone too far. You've gone too far. They are not screwing in the library. They are just canoodling.
And then she's like, hey you. And Margot thinks she's talking to her, but who's she talking to, Tiffany?
She's talking to Harold Biddle with a diddle.
That's worse. And where are they supposed to meet at? The
dark room.
The dark room.
We find out that Biddle is on the photography team, same as Sarah, and he is going to show the photos that he has, and they're just, they're going to look over them, they're going to print everything out. And I don't know what a photography team does. I guess like maybe annual yearbook staff, I'm going to assume.
I would have rather you said that than photography team. Wouldn't they just do the yearbook test? Because what else do you take pictures for?
You haven't seen the next episode, so.
Okay.
That's why I said that.
Question: did you have a dark room in your high school? Because I feel like that's a thing shown in movies and TV shows, but I've never actually seen one.
The dark room for me was the bathroom.
I just meant a place where you can actually develop film.
I don't know.
Because
I was not an active person in school, and I really wish that I was. But so I'm not sure. But we're going to say, yeah, they had annual staff and, people took pictures. Well, no, because you got to think, by the time we were in school, it was the digital camera age. So we weren't really developing anything in no murky water and red light.
I just think it's such a cool aesthetic. So Margot has the vision and she's like, oh my God. And so the librarian, apparently when she's in this trance, she's just standing there. So the librarian is like, are you on drugs? Are you on drugs? I'm going to tell your dad. Are you on drugs? Casey, are you on drugs? Casey, shoot her in the head, Casey. And so she's like, well, you're old as shit. Where's the dark room used to be? And so that's what she said. And she's like, I think it's in the AV room. And so Margot goes to the AV room and she has another flashback. And now I'm blanking on she sees them, developing the film in the dark room.
Doing a little flirting.
Yeah. So it's like, is your mom, is she a slut?
Stay tuned for episode 6.
Because, okay, like, you flirting with everybody, Sarah. What's going on? Because you ain't married neither one of these men.
Hello.
And then, so we jump to Isaiah sitting in, like, the courtyard. Because Margot has called the gang to let them know about her flashback travels because she's Phil of the past. And so she Isaiah's holding these dead ass, wonky ass flowers that he plucked from literally the school courtyard. And I guess he's gonna confess his love to her. And then Lucas comes and there's this like awkward tension where he's like, oh yeah, Margot called me here. Well, she called me here first. Nuh-uh, It's just like very macho. It's very. I guess they're starting this whole like compete for Margot thing, and so Margot comes out and she's like, guys, I can do time travel via this burn book because I'm Regina George now. And so where do they go, Tiffany?
So she explains to them that whatever the location is in the book is where she has to be to activate the time travel pages. So they head over to the theater and she's like, all right, guys, I'm going to read this book and I'm going to go to the sunken place. And Lucas is like, yeah, go ahead and do it. And Isaiah's like, I think this is really dangerous. So this is showing us that Lucas is like the bad boy type and Isaiah is really safe. So it's like, ooh, maybe that's where she's like torn between the two. Who should she pick, safe or dangerous?
Cyclops or Wolverine?
Ooh.
See, he's smart when he wants to be because he was thinking very logically, considering all these items have led to death. But so yeah, Isaiah, I respect you. And then James is like, disrupted by all the tension. He's like, look, y'all doing too much. Like, let her go in and let's do the thing. And so anyway, I think
This
Margot
is the
just decides
part
to do what
where
she wants to do.
she's an independent woman. This is the part where she goes in and she sees Biddle tell Sarah that he's in danger and they were on the stage, and Sarah's like, whatever, I'm 16 years old, I don't have time for this, I'm going to see my boyfriend, peace out. Or what did they probably say in so it's 1993. Deuces.
They would not have said deuces.
Whatever.
She would have said peace out. Yeah, no, whatever. Yeah, as if
peace out, dude. And she left and walked off, and then she leaves him. So it's like, I thought you really were his friend. He asked you for help, he reached out to you, and she's like, gotta go, see ya. Oh, see you when I see ya, peace. That would have been a good one too. So so when she leaves, you hear Harold say, Sarah, you'll never leave me. And then he turns to Margot and says, Margot, you'll never leave me either. And then we skip back to the gang, and Margot's eyes have blacked over like she just grabbed the hand and said, talk to me, I let you in. And now she is trapped in the sunken place, and the group is like, James, who has the bright idea, he's like, hey, she said wherever the pages in the book is where we can get in. And he notices that it's the Biddle House, and they're like, well, how can we get her out of here? Montage. Now she's on a furniture. What are those called? A dolly. They put on a dolly with some sunglasses, talking about theater kids. Ha!
That was hilarious.
And everybody's just like, okay. They leave this school so often.
Where are the teachers? I'm gonna just keep it. Where are the teachers? Like,
ciao.
Because who are they hiding from? The kids? That's all they were hiding from. Like,
you're right. It's so weird. But she won't wake up out of the sunken place. We're still trying to figure it out. She still is knocked out. And then boom, we're done with them. We skip back to Sarah, who is leaving the hospital, and she runs into Colin. Colin, what you doing here? I came to see Nora. And I thought that he was just going to say, I came to see Nora for Lucas, since obviously he's staying at our house. That's what I thought he was going to say. But he was like, no.
He was like, Jody, like, you know what? I'm going to tell you the truth, because at the end of the day, you a hoe in the street. I lie to Nora because I care about her feelings. And
he just let her know. And she was like, I wanted you guys to come with me. And he said, you wanted me to leave my job? You wanted Margot to leave her friends? And I'm thinking to myself, what friends? You wanted, you wanted me to leave all this? And I'm like, so she wanted you to go with her. She couldn't tell you what was wrong. And you said no. So she said she had to get away for a while. And then you decided to sleep with somebody else? Colin is
I was thinking, what job? I mean, I don't know how much guidance counselors make, but I mean, you couldn't be a guidance counselor at another school. Is it that hard? You couldn't be like an actual therapist somewhere? Like, I was just very like, talking about my job, my pension. I'm like, how much pension does the school pay? I don't know. Maybe he has to pay off student loans.
This is all Colin's fault. I'm calling it now.
Yeah, like it was, and you could really tell that she cared. Like, but again, I feel like they're all afraid. So even her leaving, it just feels like this situation that happened, which we're about to get to in the next scene, it seems like it's way bigger than it is.
Oh, when she like acts like an adult and tells Nora that she knows what happens, and she's like, okay, at this point, my marriage is over. I do gotta at least try to save my child.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
She tells Nora, who is looking like that moldy piece of bread as well, still, that she believes her and that she can help. I was really surprised that she did this. Like, because we've been led to believe that Sarah ain't shit, won't be shit, never gonna be shit. And Sarah was like, nah, we gotta do what we gotta do.
And so she tells her to not swallow the pills, which I really want to get into the mechanics of that, because I mean, you put something in my mouth, I'm swallowing it. I don't know how.
Huh? You just put it in the corner.
Really?
Or put it under your tongue.
Okay, I can't do all that. I would have been drugged out for the rest of the show.
We'll practice.
I would have been drugged out for the rest of the show. What pills can I take? My vitamins are chewable. They're gummies. So Nora's like, okay, I guess I'll listen to you. And so we get we're flashback back to the Biddle house, in the flashback though. And so Biddle is pulling Margot, and my question is, why do we have to walk all the way to the house in a flashback? Why couldn't he just poof there? His magic is so limited, but so not. And
Leprechaun.
so in the hood come to do no good. And so that's when we see the other side of what happened in the first episode. So we see, all these people in black ringing Biddle's doorbell and then going through his side door, which is unlocked. Why do y'all have all these doors on your house and not lock them? Ugh! And so we see him, running outside like an idiot, and we see all that, and then we see him in the house, and we hear whispering and voices, and then we see him hitting the cuckoo clock and getting locked in the basement, and we see all the kids run, and they're banging on the door, and everything gets lit on fire, and so it's from Margot's perspective now. So now she's in the basement, and it's on fire, and she sees Biddle, and he's all burnt and bald, and I know he was very upset about his hair burning. And so
it was
hilarious. So the this where it gets weird because the basement's on fire, and so the gang, the Scooby gang, the Biddle gang, they come and they rescue her, and they're like, "Come on, Margot, we gotta get out of here." And so they escape the fire, and so they're outside, but then it's like they're still in the flashback because who comes running out of the house? The parents. And oh my God, Chris Sumter. So Ben, not Ben, the young Ben, who is Isaiah's dad, is played by Chris Sumter, and I just want to give a shout out because he is a great upcoming actor.
He's played by Golden Lords from Meteor Man.
Anywho, you can find him in shows like The Midnight Club, and so yeah, we love our young black actors with blonde hair. And so
Meteor Man.
All the kids are standing there, and that's when because they're all in the flashback now, they all see their parents and like, Mom, Dad, and then Nora's like, he's dead, we have to go back. Well, no, Nora's like, we have to go back for him, and then James's mom is like, that motherfucker dead, I ain't going back up in there.
Helen shivers.
Very, I know what you did last summer. Like, we'll just pretend it never happened. And so
we'll take it to our grave. Julie.
Say it, Sydney. Say it. We'll take it to our grave. Say it.
We'll take it to our grave.
You're hurting her, man. Come on now, chill. And so that's when all the kids realized, like, oh my God, like our parents are bloody murderers. And so they
hold on. Of course, Margot is like, I don't believe it. And we're like, Isabella's like, yeah, my mom's bitch ass did it. I told you this hoe was just terrible. That hussy did it. Arrest that bitch. Police. She was ready for her mom to get up out of here. And then Isaiah's like, well, yeah, I'm kind of with Margot, on this because we don't know the whole story. And then like clockwork, who comes around the corner?
They're out of the flashback, and here come old Nathan.
No, they're still in the flashback.
Oh crap! Okay, they're still in the flashback. So okay, this is why I say it's confusing because it's like same location, same place. Is the fire really there? Is it not? I don't know, but
yeah, they're still in the flat. They have not. That was the thing. Why did all 4 of them need to go rescue Margot? Somebody should have stayed out to read whatever the next location is, or to try to figure out how to get them out. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But yeah, they're still stuck in there. And then Nathan comes up. And the kids are all like, well, what's in the case? What's in the case? What's in the box? What's in the box?
And Nathan's like, so let me tell you what you want, what you really want. I'll show you what you want, what you really want. I'll show you what's in the box. And so
end scene. The episode
with murder nepo babies. That's what he calls
the episode ends right there. For this one, I feel like it was obviously a filler episode with things that we already pretty much knew that they could have just, added on to a previous episode. So for that, I give it a 6 Goosebumps out of 10.
Oh my God, you are ranking these so low. So because of the exposition, because they gave us flashbacks like you literally asked for in the last episode, and on the strength of William Chris Sumter being in this show when he should be in Mike Flanagan's next project, I'll give it an 8.
Damn, you being too lenient.
The Weekend at Bernie's part was really funny.
Oh yeah, that was good. I saw that as a costume one year, and I thought it was the best thing ever.
Exactly. So I'll give them that. It makes me want to come back for the next episode because now I need to know what he about to tell them because I just don't trust the fact that, oh, I need to let the kids know. I don't trust that. You've been trying to kill them this whole time and now you want them to be your friend. Feels like Freddy trying to finger me.
Daddy, would you like some sausage? All right, gang. That was episode 5, Reader Beware. Be sure to come back next time we post. I'm not going to say next week because I don't know when I'll post it. For Night of the Living Dummy Slappies back, baby! Also, be sure to follow us on Twitter X at Boo Shakalaka Pod.
And also, Tiffany will actually be uploading episodes to YouTube at Boo Shakalaka.
You got jokes one day. All right, that'll do it. This is Tiffany signing off. Have a good one.
Dracarys.